that
Do you agree with the way that they go out and
that what you just said, your example is not going to be a win situation for you because you're not doing it for your own pleasure. You're doing it for revenge, essentially.
in a way, yeah. But
You want
then
peace for that from that.
so those feminists are not the feminists that you would like to be in the forefront of the battle that you think that some feminists are fighting for, correct?
I don't think that's a feminist battle.
I mean, I don't think that. Hold on, I'm trying to bring this back full circle to what we were
Me
talking about
too.
with
Me
the
too.
Black movement. Like those
Oh,
feminists
what? Oh, I thought you.
with the movements before, right?
Oh, I thought we was. I thought I was. All right. So hold up. Can you pause that for a second? Because I'm going left. I'm going left. I'm not
Go.
going right.
I might forget where I was going, so go ahead, bro.
All right, yo, try to hold on to that. So boom. So in saying that, right? And in that conclusion, I'm gonna go back to how like oh, did we already conclude that? Because I was thinking about the male gaze and how she stood on her solid ground about how women are essentially not wrong
To me, it's one of
in
those
a sense.
don't blame someone for it. To me, I chalk it up to it is what it is at this point.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, Brandon, go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
I brought it up. I brought this up because I know how Sarah feels when it comes to a lot of these topics, right? So I can bring up generic movements and how random people are are complaining about things or doing certain things, and it's a negative light. It brings a negative light as opposed to a positive one in a movement, and I don't like that. And she'll say, "Oh, well, how do you? It doesn't apply to you, so why do you say that?" So I can bring up negative things that people are doing in the feminist movement
I
that
said
that should give negative light. And if you don't agree with the way they're doing things, right? If they were in the forefront and this is what was going on, and you got a lot of negative light, a lot of people in the feminist movement will be upset at how that's being portrayed because not everyone thinks like that. And that's what I was saying. Like they're complaining about things and doing it the wrong way. I mean, they're complaining about things that, and they're doing things that opposite of what they're fighting for. Like they're fighting for certain things in the feminist movement, but then they're doing things like that, which has nothing to do with what you might be fighting for. But that's what's being shown. Wouldn't you be upset?
I understand what you're saying, but I guess I could chalk like I'm for me it's like I could separate that movement which is bigger than your personal sex life something to that extent because to again I'm looking at it as like you're just looking out for revenge. That's an ego thing, it's a self-esteem thing. I'm not gonna be like you can't sit with us in this movement type of shit because of what
Personally, yeah.
else would, how would I even know that you're doing it?
Yeah, but if you're arguing with someone who
Mhm.
brings up those things,
Then I would just be like, I disagree with you, sis. Like, don't. I'm not fucking with you on that.
and then it would never and this is what I'm saying. Why I say that there's never any progression is because there's always going to be something that someone brings up that has nothing to do with what you're talking about, but because it's something that people that like you are claiming to fight for, things that they're doing like that, they'll always bring that up to say this is why we don't respect it, which is what I was saying about the black movement or like the gay movement or whatever. Like I hate the people that complain about certain things. I wish that they wouldn't, because those are the people when we go to argue about things, they're gonna bring up those people as a reason to say, oh, this is why we can't, or why you can't respect that, because you got people that are like this that are saying this and they're doing that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's always gonna be something that negates everything.
I
Even the
see how you
people,
tied that back. I see how you
yeah,
tied that
even
back.
the people that mean well. Everyone has their biases. Like I said, there's gay people that fight for their equality and at the same time telling transgenders that they can't change their sex. There's black people that are fighting for equality and talking about slavery at the same time talking about, oh no, gay people shouldn't get married. What? They shouldn't have equal laws. They shouldn't have equal rights. Like, are you crazy? This is stuff you're saying, but you're also fighting for the same thing. You can't. This is why we won't progress as a society. That's what I'm saying. That's why I brought it back. That's why I asked you those questions. I wasn't trying to be like a
Now,
misogynist person.
when you first presented that to me, it was 100% not
I
clicking.
was I was playing devil's advocate,
I
but
was deep.
I needed
I was
everyone
deep, dog.
to get in their feelings, but I don't feel that way. But this is what I'm saying. Like, I can make you feel.
There's always going to be people who think like that. And every time you talk, I never say no one thinks like that. There's always going to be people who think in that way, whether I agree with it or not. There are people who disagree with complaining about the Black Lives movement who feel like it's a waste of time and blah, blah, blah. I get it. I know that. I personally don't feel like that, which is why I always fight with you about it, because you never say, oh, I don't really feel like that, but I'm just saying you realize that until the end of the conversation.
I got it. Reason why I do that to Will all the time. Like, I play devil's advocate all the time because I feel like even if I do that, you'll tell me more, or you'll have to reach deeper for something. And if you can't reach deeper, then I can't agree with you. But if you go with me, if you can go there with me, then that means we can get somewhere, right? Someone has to bring up like everything. People, a lot of times when two people get together and they think on the same like-minded things, like, oh yeah, you like, then that's a problem, right? Y'all think the same. Yeah. Everything is all, yeah. This is a problem. This is a problem. When you don't got some people that can collide and get to like some type of understanding and work things out and then get and still be cool, that's when you start to get progression. Now I understand what you're saying now. Okay, I understand. I don't really agree with it, but I understand how you could think that way, right? Because if we both thinking the same thing, it could be negative things we're thinking, and you're like, yeah. But I'm thinking this, and you say, no, I don't agree with that. Here's how I think, and then I might go deeper with it. If you can go there with me and make me understand your point, we can still walk away with it, not agreeing, but understanding. And understanding is the progression. But nobody in the society wants to understand anybody, right? Either you agree with me 100%, or I just don't fuck with you. Like I don't fuck with your opinion because you don't agree with me. You disagree.
People like empathy, which
So,
is why I was so mad at you for saying that you agree with the Black Lives Matter movement, because I'm like, people are complaining because they're frustrated and they don't know what the fuck.
Nah, it's not even that. Yeah, I didn't mean to. I'm 100%. My thing is a lot of Black people don't really, when I start talking, they don't really fuck with me because they feel like I'm playing both sides, and I don't. I just be honest. So I'm honest about the things that we do wrong as a people and the things that we should be doing, while also acknowledging the wrongdoings that are being done to us. But you have to do both. You have to acknowledge in order to move forward. If you don't have any issues, if you don't acknowledge your issues, what happens? Like, how can you ever be better? So I acknowledge that, yes, we were in slavery for hundreds and hundreds of years, but how long are we going to look for like some type of apology before we decide that it's time for us as our own people to move forward with our own lives and try to be better amongst ourselves? We don't even fuck with each other as black people. As a people in this country, we don't fuck with each other. And we have to work on that first before we look for an apology from them, because they won't apologize to us because we still need them. That's the problem. We still rely on white people, but we want an apology.
It goes both ways, brother.
It do. You're right. It 100% it does. But we still do. Like, we rely on them too much. We go to them for too much. We can do things in our own community, in our society. Gucci, Louis Vuitton, like the Rolex. Like, why are we buying all this shit when we got people we can build up in our own community? Like,
not even on like a monetary level,
it's
like
funny.
just building community. Like,
facts. But it's funny because all these people I just named, all the name brand, those are all gay fucking people, right? Like, these are all gay people that are the gay designer clothes that homophobics be rocking on they clothes all the time. Like you got people, oh, Louis Vuitton, was Christian Dior Pop Smoke song, people singing that, and they singing the names of these songs, and they're homophobes. But because the product is cool, quote unquote, they're gonna rep it, not knowing the history behind it, because that's what they want to portray. One, honestly, we could build our own people up. You know what I mean? Black people say, I'm not gonna go to the blacks, so I'm not gonna go to the Africans because I'm gonna go to these people to do my hair. I'm not gonna go to the Africans to do my hair. I'm gonna go to these. Why? Go to them. Help build your own community first. When we become stronger, then we don't got to worry about gentrification, because we build up our own communities. What happens is we build up our own businesses and we sell them just like that, because they wave $1 million check in our hands, right? And in our face, and we take it, and then they take that business and make twice, 10 times, 20 times 30 times more
Billions.
than what
What
they
a
sold it to
beast.
us for. And that's why we don't progress in the country. These are our all of our issues. We don't want to acknowledge them. We just want to complain and complain and complain. Entitlement is what I was saying. It's entitlement, really. We don't acknowledge. And that's how you move forward. Is we know, like Will said, we know what we gotta do, but no one's gonna do it because everyone's worried about social media. Everybody's worried about their image. How am I gonna look?
Just self. Period.
People wearing filas in middle school and high school, and people was making fun of them. Now everyone else is wearing filas and what's that other brand? It got popular like 2 years ago again.
I was gonna say Dada. I'm bugging.
Nah, it was
Fubu,
not that too, but there was one more. It
Puma.
was like a Walmart brand at one point, and everyone started wearing it again. Champion got wild popular.
Yo,
But people was
Champion.
wearing
That's
that in
my
middle school and high school, and people was clowning them for it. Everyone's a
facts.
puppet, and this is media. Everyone is a puppet to media, and that's the problem. Us, we control by white people. It's a fact.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
What do you feel like is your role and your contribution to help the community?
Well, that's what me.
You want the short and simple?
Go ahead, Will. Go ahead, Will. I'll go after you.
All right. So personally, I feel like I have a knack for understanding on an individual level, yourself, meaning like how you control yourself, your emotions, your temperament, how you interact with other people. And if I can help somebody get to a point where they are a solid rock in themselves, emotionally, mentally, physically, then I feel like I've done my part, especially for us black people in the in the country that we're in. We are highly emotionally driven. Nas said it in one of his songs off of Nasir. Well, I'm not gonna butcher the song, but basically, we're led off emotion in a vast majority of topics and conversations that we need to be more tight knit on, so we can move forward as a people, as Brandon was saying. So yeah, I feel like that's my role in at least right now for generations to come.
I don't know. I feel like my role is being a realistic woke, right? Like understanding because there's fake woke black people out here. Like they want to know. What I'm saying is we know all about the conspiracies. We know all about like what's being done to us, what's trying to be put into our bodies, who did this, who did that, right? But this is what we'll preach, and we'll preach about like white people and the wrongdoings and how they're plaguing the earth, correct? Like but we're not preaching about anything like real. We're only preaching about everything everyone else is doing wrong, right? I feel like being aware of my surroundings, aware of what's going on in the community, not being a robot when it comes to media, right? When it comes to simple things like buying clothes, like that's a big thing. Like I don't know any name brands. Like if I had money today, I'm the worst person for the country, right? When it comes to progressing the narrative of black people with money, I'm the worst person, the worst black person to give money to when it comes to that, because I'm not gonna. I don't wear jewelry. I hate jewelry, right? I don't have no tattoos. My dream car or the car I want is an Acura freaking TSX. Like it's not a dream car; it's a car I like, right? I don't know anything about name brands unless I hear them on TV or Instagram. I don't know none of that stuff, right? I don't care for it, and I wish more people were like that, because when you don't care about things, or when you go outside, people are like, "Oh, why are you wearing that? Why the fuck not?" Like,
Because I want to.
because I want to. And people do that because they feel like that is what they have to do to be accepted. And then the people who aren't like that, everyone will like get on them for it. Like, oh, you're different. Well, yes, that's the problem. We're all the same. We all are. We're on social media. That might happen is paper. Once again, on social media, and we're being told what it is that will make us happy or successful. We're being told what it is as a people that we should have in order to feel like we have money. And it's like, oh, if you don't have 3 watches on your wrist, and 3 Ferraris and a Benz, like you're not making it in life. And it's like, well, that's not what it is. And it really, it's funny. Our hip hop, right? I don't claim that as culture anymore. We don't have. I say it all the time. Black people that were born in this country, right? That you were born in this country as an African American and you have no roots outside of this country. You have no culture. Everything you have was created and stolen. Our music today, the only thing we can, our culture is stolen. It's a bunch of white people sitting around and saying, "Oh, we're gonna put this here. We're gonna play this on the radio because." Music that black people make, more white people listen to the shit than black people do. You got white people upstate listening to freaking city rappers, and they over here freaking rapping this shit like, oh, like they live that life, right? Like it's not for us. It's really for them, for entertainment. We're entertaining them. The NBA basketball players, we can argue about that all day. That's entertainment, but it's really for them, right? Like this is like you got owners of teams trading and buying players, owners of teams trading, and when they see you as like you can no longer contribute, they throw you out. You don't have another chance, right? Oh, just shut up and dribble. You're getting paid millions and millions of dollars. Well, are you really? You're becoming a role. You have, unless you're LeBron, you really selling yourself out. You can't do shit. You can't fuck up. That's it. That's your life. You're done. Never again. Everything in life is like, it's a way. Like black kids are like told, oh, you gotta play ball or play sports, or you can't do nothing in life. And most kids want to play sports, right? But none of them are gonna make it. None of them. It's like a job. They tell you when you get hired, oh yeah, you can get promoted if you do, but they're not gonna promote your ass. They're not gonna do it. That's what they do in life. Oh, if anyone can get rich, no, you can't. It's not gonna happen. So it's like there has to be some type of, I don't know. There's a lot of things that we have to be knowledgeable about, and we can work and pull ourselves up, but we rely on certain things too much. None of us know about equity, none, like, as far as real estate goes, owning homes and stuff like that, assets. Most of our kids don't know that. We don't teach it to them. Most of our kids don't know about taxes or credit, or like, how to stay out of debt. Like most of our kids don't know that. We get a credit card when we turn 16, 17, and the shit is fucking maxed out like the second week. Like we don't know. We're not taught that stuff. It's not in our culture. We don't have that. You have to work for it. Most of it. That's what I'm saying. This is what I can do. I am aware of it. If I have kids of my own and people that are willing to listen to me, I can maybe try to give my view of things and not sell a fake narrative or sell a fake meaning of what it is to be successful in this country as a black person. So I don't know.
I think that Black Americans have a lot of culture in this country. But I also I had
Created culture.
it away because created definitely from because they had no choice but to create something after everything was taken away from them.
But everything is stolen. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we don't. I mean, when I said we don't have culture, I meant like we don't have a country that we can go back to and say, "Oh, that's my culture." Like we created culture here, and every time we create it, it's stolen. That's what I meant to say. But go ahead.
Okay, I agree with that. But I also think that there's going to be a cultural shift with our generation in terms of financial literacy and also being emotionally intelligent with our children. Because I feel like people are now picking up on it, or maybe it's just because of the people that I personally talk to, because it's a common theme on my Twitter feed. But my parents didn't teach me about credit cards because they ain't have no fucking credit cards. So obviously they can't teach what they don't know, which I get. I don't blame them for it because no one taught them and it's just a cycle. But now that people our age in their 20s and 30s are taking more consideration with these things, I think that's going to be for the better. I think there's going to be a culture shift eventually, and it's going to happen in the next generation, and people are just more aware of things that they weren't taught. A big theme I feel like being in your 20s is like breaking generational curses and like breaking this cycle. And I think that's like on the forefront of a lot of young Black kids' minds. So I think it's going to be a good
Yeah.
progression
But
eventually.
I mean, we have to always, and I agree with you. But we have to always stay vigilant because the the powers that be in the old structures are have forever noticed and are feeling the shifts of the changes of everything. And if we're not careful, if we again, if we don't have that emotional IQ, that financial literacy, if we're not careful, we can slip into the same traps that our ancestors and our parents and our grandparents um were unknowingly and sometimes willingly placed in. You
Mm.
know what I mean? Like is it so
I think, yeah,
yeah,
I think content too. One, obviously,
I'm being
um,
concerned, yeah.
I feel like being like accepting of like yourself and knowing that you're not doing everything in your power is a big thing. And then also being content. Like back to the analogy I used with Sarah, that was me being a dick. Sorry, an asshole. But yeah, like the $500,000 versus 750,000. Like as Black people, we got to stop looking at everybody else and just work with what we have. And because right now, as we know it, someone is always going to get handed something. Someone's always going to have a leg up, right? That's just how it is right now. And there's people that grow up with obstacles and they push through it. So that means that if you believe in equal opportunity, everyone can do it, right? No matter the circumstances, people that have been in the most messed up, and it's people like me that aren't in the most messed up circumstances that have that have it a little bit better than others that are still trying to figure it out. And honestly, I feel like a lot of times the people that are in those bad situations usually have a better chance because they have if they want something, they usually have a drive that because they have nothing, right? As opposed to someone who doesn't have it that rough, right? Because they're pampered a little bit. When you get everything handed to you, or you always get help, you can always run, and someone is always there to help you. Like that's a little different than someone who's always grinding for something, that they have something in mind. If they keep a good head on their shoulders, usually those are the people that hustle the most and become the most successful. So it's like just being honest and not letting distractions um fuck you up as a people, being content, right? So I'm working towards something. It might not be as fast as you, but just understanding that right now I'm happy with where I'm at, and one day I'm going to get there. Not like, oh well, this person just got there, now let me just forget about all the progress I made and everything I want, and let me just go and protest about how this person is getting everything handed to him because he's a different color. That shouldn't be. We see it and it's like, we those are the things we shouldn't complain about, right? Like, or if we do, not as much. The things we should complain about mostly when you see things like murder, right? uh Unarmed murder, when you feel like police brutality, all that stuff, like that's big stuff. But it gets kind of pushed under when you're talking about little things that really we can we can change ourselves, honestly, if we stopped relying on the same old system that's been going on. That's what I think. So that's what I feel a big change has to go into: being content, and also obviously knowledgeable and accepting of your own circumstances and what you can and can't do, and not worrying about other people's issues. You're just worrying about internally. If you really are about the black cause, worry about the black cause. Don't worry about what white people are doing. Like, yes, they're always going to be. If history has shown anything, white people are always, not all of them. Once again, where I don't, for anyone, if anyone watches this and gets upset, every white person is not the problem. But white people as a whole, y'all got to take that L, because y'all always going to be that plague that like leeches on to another society. Like, if you want to talk about no culture, that's them. Everything that this country is built off of is Native American, the indigenous people. It's the Hispanics. It's the blacks. Right. This country's that's who builds this country. Everyone complains about the Mexicans are coming over illegally. They're the ones like that are taking the jobs that we don't want to take, and they're helping build this country. Like, this country's built off of
A slave
minorities.
class.
Yeah, right. So people that was brought over, like, so once again, without us, we know, and we say it all the time. We know this. Without us, there will be no America. We know that. Yet we still won't take this shit into our own hands and come as a people and just say fuck it. Like, we've done this. We can do it ourselves, and we can build up our own community. Right? We're allowing them to literally, like I said, people with the businesses, black people with the businesses, white people will come in and say, hey, like, I'll give you this amount of money, and they take it, And that's the problem. Like when you sell your business, you got money, and they just made. If someone comes to you, right, with like they say, oh, I'll buy it for you for 5 million. The best thing you could do is say no, because you know how much your company's worth. Because if they're offering you 5 million, that means you should know you could probably make 50 million off your company.
But
You can.
and if you're trying to sell, you should.
You don't agree with that?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, have you listened to A Seat at the Table, Solange's album?
Nah.
Okay, well, Master P like is a common person in her album, like just giving out free game.
Mm.
But he literally said the same thing you did. Like when he was talking about no limit, I think he said they gave him $1 million, and he was like, I know if this man wants $1 million from me, I mean, if this man wants to give me $1 million, I know I'm worth way more than that.
Mm.
And that's why he turned them down. But basically, he literally said the same thing you said.
Yeah, I mean, it's true, and that's what I feel like we have to do. We worried about the quick check, and that's the problem. We could do it, but it's not going to happen anytime soon because not a lot of us think like that. A lot of us do. I'm sorry, a lot of us do, but not enough, right? And the ones that don't are the ones that are being pushed to the forefront, and those are the ones that lead the headlines in this Black Lives Matter movement, and they don't want to show you the people that want to do this the right way. So that's a problem once again. But I don't know. I talk too much.
That's how I feel.
That's how you feel.
That's how you feel.